exploratory and exploratory whatever. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Susan here, back with another amazing video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Susan and I create videos on faith, lifestyle, dance and fashion. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, you know the vibes. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you guys' views, comments. Thank you so much for subscribing, and yeah, let's keep growing the channel. So in this video, as you guys have seen by the title, I'm gonna be sharing my 1 year experience working as a Jrmo, that's an intern doctor in Zambia at Livingstone UTH hospital. Yeah, I know, such a mouthful. So where do I even start? So okay, today is the 31st of August. That's the last day of the month of August, and tomorrow is gonna be the 1st of September, and on that same day I'm gonna be clocking 1 year in service, you guys. Like, is it for me? Yeah, so I'm gonna be clocking 1 year in service, and I just decided, why don't I make a sit-down video and talk about my experience working as an intern doctor in Zambia so far, all the pros, the cons, the ups, the downs, you know the vibe. Okay, so yeah, if you guys want a part 2 to this, my experience, please be sure to let me know. Leave a comment, leave your questions on my comment section, or you can text me on my Instagram, and yeah, I'll surely make a part 2 of this video. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this video. So my experience working as an intern in Livingstone UTH in Zambia. So far, for the most part, it's been such a great ride. Honestly, I'm grateful to have this opportunity. I know so many other people haven't had the chance to like get a job, but for me, in my place, I only had to wait for like 4 months, and then I got employment, which was really like just God's favor, working in God's grace in my life, and I'm really, really grateful for that, and for having like such a opportunity to work and to save lives, and yeah, just doing what I love. So I started off my first day of work on the 1st of September 2022, and I reported for work. You guys can watch the video, I'll link it up somewhere here or here, yeah, of my first days, weeks as a Jrmo in Livingstone UTH. So basically, yeah, my first day went on well. We didn't really do like any work seeing patients, but we basically just had like paperwork, like filling in the financial forms, the bank details, NRCs, all that stuff, like just registering ourselves as new employees, right? Yeah, so after that, a week later, we started work officially. So this first week, from 1st September up to like about 7th September, we're just like going around the hospital, seeing, like getting familiar with the cases, the patients, the department that I was placed in, which was internal medicine. And yeah, basically I didn't start work until like a week after that. So I remember my first day of work in internal medicine. Oh guys, it was so scary. Like, I was so nervous. I didn't know anything. Like, yes, I'd been studying and everything, but you know, it's different when you like studying theory work and then you come to the hospital and you have to do like practical work. You have to like put your theory to practice, right? It was like so scary. Like, am I going to overdose a patient? Am I going to kill a patient? Am I going to like mismanage the patient? Like, so many thoughts were running through my mind, and I was like really anxious and scared. And the worst part of it is that my bosses were so like they were expecting, like they were so expectant, and they wanted you to provide, like do according to their expectations, right? So it was very, very hard and difficult. I remember my first call ever in internal medicine, you guys, like I was literally like calling one of my old friends who was like an intern at the time. Now he's like a senior medical doctor. I was literally like calling him all the time to ask him like, what should I do? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I do this? Like, I just was all over the place. It was so hard. I didn't really know what to do. And I think, yeah, the anxiety was just bad, you guys. Like for the first month and two, it was just really bad anxiety, really overthinking, like, am I good enough? Am I called for this? Am I, you know, like, yeah. So that went on for like some time. But then as you're working, right, as you're going to work, you're slowly gaining the confidence, you're slowly gaining the experience, you're slowly getting familiar with the cases. So I slowly started to get like familiar, started to get confidence, started to get to know like how to manage these cases, how to manage the patients. Of course, yes, I was also studying, which was helping, but most of the part was practical experience, which is like 70%, 80% of what you need. So as time went on, I was at least able to manage a patient on my own without having to call my senior doctor, unless otherwise it was like a very emergency case or like it needed like urgent management, right? Yeah, so that was my experience in internal medicine. Mostly I had cases like diabetic ketoacidosis, malaria, severe malaria, asthmas, what else was common in hypertension, heart diseases, cardiomyopathies, diabetes mellitus, like things like that kept popping up. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. It's not so hard, because like it was basically the same things repeating over and over again, which is going to be the same for you guys who might be starting out. Like it's gonna be hard the first time, but then as you advance and go in the weeks, things keep repeating. Like there's nothing hard, there's nothing different. It's just the same things that come repeating over and over and over again. Maybe the only challenge would be in how confident you are in approaching the situation, or how confident you are in taking your history taking. Like that's another part of internship. Like you have to have a very good history taking, otherwise basically you're not going to do much for the patient, because you're not going to get like the core problems of the patient. So you really have to take your time to like study history taking, study how to examine the patient, how to diagnose the patient, how to do the proper investigations, things like that. But once you keep repeating and repeating and repeating the same stuff, like you get the hang of it. It's not hard. So yeah, that was basically my experience in internal medicine. I think towards the end of me finishing my rotation in internal medicine, because I'm supposed to do 6 months in each rotation, because I trained outside of Zambia. So for me, my internship is 2 years. So towards the end of my internal medicine rotation, I started even becoming like bored, you know, like I was like, what's next? Like bring me something interesting, bring me something that I don't know, you know. Like that's how good I became, that's how confident I became. Like I could manage DKA, I could manage asthma, I could manage hypertension, I could manage heart diseases, I could manage, like, you name it, like I could manage most of them. Yeah, so that was basically my experience in internal medicine. Then after internal medicine, I came to the famous, you guys, the famous OBGYN. So after internal medicine, I got to rest for like a week, just a week. And then I came to the famous or infamous OBGYN, that is obstetrics and gynecology department. Like, I'm currently still in OBS. Like today is the 31st of August. So I literally have like about 20 days or so left until I leave the department. I'm supposed to leave OBS and Gyn on the 20th of September. So hopefully all goes well, fingers crossed. Like you guys pray for your girl, okay? So yeah, OBGYN first experience. I remember I came to the department in March, or the 20th of March, and I could already feel the tension. Like I know one of my senior colleagues, he's like a second on call in my department. He was telling me just recently, like Susan, ever since you came to OBS and Gyn, you've always been complaining. Like you're literally complaining. And guys, like, I mean, if you come and see the workload, like we literally do calls twice a week. Like the least call you can do in OBS and Gyn is twice a week, but literally it's always like 3 calls a week. So it's literally very hectic, and sometimes it's like back to back. Like let's say you're on call on Monday, then Tuesday you're post call, and then Wednesday you're on call again, Thursday you're post call, then Friday you are on call again. Like literally like that. And then the worst part is that you have to cover the wards while you're post call. You're either covering the wards, or you're covering theater, or you're like doing clinic. So like it's basically like stressful. Like when I say it's stressful, like OBGYN is nice, quite alright, like everything, like the management is the same, there's nothing different and hard. Let's say for example it's a woman in labor, right? You just assess, you do a vaginal exam, you assess how dilated the cervix is. If it's like less than 4 centimeters, then she's in latent phase. You allow her to progress and monitor, right? If it's like 4 centimeters and above, that's like active phase. So you just basically open the pathograph and like you monitor the progress of labor until she delivers. That's unless there are like any complications or anything, then you take action. Otherwise, like the management is the same. Most of the cases management is similar, there's nothing hard. Severe preeclampsia, of course, we know we give our loading dose, then we give our maintenance dose, and then you lower the BPs and give them you lower the BPs, and then if they are less than 34 weeks, you give them dexamethasone. If they are already more than that, then you make a delivery plan, right? You basically, let's say, assess their Bishop score, or if it's a Caesar case, you do a Caesar, right? So yeah, it's not hard. Like management management is not hard. Like everything is similar, really. It's not like you don't have to do a lot of thinking like IMED, where you have to basically think of pathophysiology and how is this medicine going to react on this and what's going to interact and all that stuff. OBGYN is just straightforward. The only problem, you guys, workload. Like I can't even like I don't even have the words to describe, because it's just so it's been so hectic, you guys. Like you're literally doing call. I remember we once, when I was just new, when I was still new, I had a call where we admitted 14 patients in one night, you guys. Like we admitted 14 patients. I'm like, how? Yeah, so it's so hectic, because basically what we do in our department, like we always have morning meetings every day of the week from Monday to Friday. So you're expected to be at work by before 8 o'clock, because the morning meetings are at 8 o'clock, and that's when like all the seniors come. Like the head of the department is there in the meeting, the senior doctors, second on calls are there, and you as an intern are supposed to be there, right? Because you have to give like your call report. Like let's say you are on call on Monday up to Tuesday morning, so you have to give a report of that call from the time your call started up to the following morning. You have to give a report, like how many admissions did you have, how many cases of note are like the important cases, like let's say severe preeclampsia, or like C-sections, or like laparotomies, yeah, things like that. You have to give a report of those. So you basically are not allowed to be late in OBGYN. Like you have to always be on time. And that's one thing I love about the department. It's taught me to be like punctual, on time, responsible, which is good. But then again, apart from that, like the meeting goes on, you report your case, you report your call that you had, and then basically your seniors or your head of department gets to ask you questions pertaining to each admission that you had. So you have to make sure that the patient that you had admitted, you manage them properly, otherwise the boss is gonna grill you. And when I say grill, like guys, yeah. So aside from that meeting, we also have other meetings, like a perinatal death review meeting, which is like every Tuesday afternoons. So basically, like let's say if a mother came with IUFD, or like there was like a macerated stillbirth or a fresh stillbirth, like we basically have meetings concerning those patients to see what could have been the cause. Is it like in the clinic, antenatal clinic, or is it like on our part, like when we admitted the patient, did we take the proper action management? Yeah, things like that. So we have those meetings also every Tuesday afternoon. Then apart from those, we also have the maternal perinatal death review meeting, which is like we have it like nationally, at national level. Then we also have it like provincially, and then we also have it like just within the region, like southern region. Yeah, so basically if there's a maternal death, like first and foremost, a maternal death in OBGYN, like it's a real big thing, because like no mother is supposed to die giving birth. So whenever there's a maternal death, they really like make it a big deal, because like how, like what happened, what led the mother to die, unless like it was like maybe a referral case, or like maybe like a very severe patient was sick. But then if the patient dies who was admitted at our hospital, then it becomes a very big question, like what was the cause? Like, is it the doctor who admitted? Because we rarely have maternal deaths. Any maternal death that happens at our hospital is mostly a referral from another hospital. Yeah, in our own setting, we really make sure like the intern, the second onco is involved with the intern who is admitting the patient. They make sure to say the intern did everything correctly. No mother died, nothing went wrong with the baby. So yeah, everything, all those meetings are held just for accountability and to make sure that the interns are doing their job properly, and also like the second on calls, everyone is doing their job properly. Yeah, so apart from those meetings, we also have the major ward rounds. I'm sure you guys are familiar with major ward rounds. So in our department, how we do it as LUCH, we have two firms, right? Like basically two groups. So there's group A and group B, or firm A, firm B. So basically I'm in firm A, so meaning like we split, like there are different doctors in different groups and firms. So because there are so many patients in OBGYN, so it's not possible for us to like combine them. So we split them, like these are firm B patients and these are firm A patients, and those patients have the specific doctors, right, who attend to them. So for me, I'm a firm A doctor, so I always attend to my firm A patients who are admitted in a certain week. So we exchange, like this week is firm A admitting, the other week it's firm B, and yeah, so on and so forth. So our major rounds for firm A are every Wednesday morning, then firm B every Monday morning. Then apart from that, we also have what other meetings do we have? We also have administrative meetings, clinical symposiums. Yeah, that's basically it. We've got a lot of meetings in general. Yeah. And then on my other experience in OBGYN, theater, like operations, I really love being in theater. Something that I thought I wouldn't love, because I'm not really like a blood hands-on knife cut, and yeah, I'm not really a cutting type of doctor and like operating type of doctor. I feel like I'm more into things that require you to think, like maybe IMED or PEDS. Yeah, but then I've loved my experience in theater so far, especially that you get to learn first before being told to do a procedure, right? So for me, I started doing my C-sections when I was like about 2 months in the department. I really delayed to start because there were a lot of factors. One of them is that I was a little bit scared. Yeah, I won't lie, I was scared, I was anxious. The other part is that I really wanted to take my time to study, to observe, to see how it's done before I actually go in to do it. And then the other reason is that the people in my theater, in Livingstone UTH, are very short, should I say, little patients. Yeah, so if they see that you're new and you're learning how to do a procedure, they really don't want you to do the procedure. They won't want you to learn. They would rather prefer the older doctor to do the procedure, and hence it kind of delays you and demoralizes you, and you feel like I'm not good enough and I'll maybe just do another one next time, and that keeps going on. Yeah, so basically it's the thing whereby you're like about to do the procedure and then they're like, no doctor, she'll be slow, you just do it, she's gonna take long, she's gonna take time, we can't start learning on a patient, you know, things like they'll just say things like that, like, you know, just to like discourage you, to stop you from doing the procedure, because they just don't want to take long, they want to finish, right? But then again, it's a UTH, it's a teaching hospital, so we're basically supposed to learn. Like, how are we supposed to become better doctors if we don't get the chance to learn, right? Yeah, so basically I had to overcome that and just ignore them at the end of the day and say, like, you know what, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna do this procedure and you're just gonna sit and watch until I'm done, okay? And yeah, that's basically how I got to do this. Started doing the C-sections. I've done like, so far I think I've done like about 15, 20 since I came to the department. Yeah, and I've been so good, because at first it was like so bad. I would take like an hour, 30 minutes just doing one C-section, but now I can finish a C-section in like 30 to 40 minutes, and I can deliver the baby in like less than 5 minutes, in like maybe 3-4 minutes. So I'm pretty proud of myself. Yeah, also apart from doing C-sections, I've been doing laparotomies. So an laparotomy is basically like an exploratory whatever laparotomy, right? So basically you're just like, let's say if a patient comes in with an ectopic pregnancy, right, and it ruptures, so you're basically just going in, making an incision, just like, sorry guys, my video was too long, so it ended up cutting, so I'll try to summarize everything. Yeah, so basically an X-lab, let's say a patient comes with an ectopic pregnancy, or a right adnexal mass, or a left adnexal mass, or basically a mass or pain, right? Like, you basically just go in and open, like you make a classical C-section incision, and then you go into the abdominal cavity, and then you try to inspect and see where the problem is. You inspect the uterus, you inspect the tubes. If there's anything in the tube, like let's say ruptured ectopic or an ectopic pregnancy, you basically like remove that part and then you tie off the ends. Yeah, that's basically what you do in an X-lab. And you check for any bleeding, any blood in the peritoneal space, you suck that out, right? Yeah, basically that's what you do in the X-lab. You just search and record your findings and remove whatever defect, and then you close it up. Yeah, so basically I also got to do those. At least I've done like about 6-8 of them. I'm okay. Yeah, and then there's also the hysterectomy, but hysterectomies, our hospital doesn't require you to do them because they're a bit complex and complicated. Like there's anatomy that you need to know, a lot of anatomy. Like there's ligaments that you're supposed to know how to cut, tie. There are things that vessels that you're supposed to know how to like get, or else you're gonna bleed out the patient. So we're basically just allowed to assist, not to do them. Yeah, maybe we'll learn that at rural posting. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, basically that's been my experience in theater in obs and gyne. It's been lovely. I've enjoyed it. I've been doing C-sections like crazy. Like, yeah, I love it. So yeah, what else in obs and gyne that's been interesting? We have a lot of meetings, perinatal death review meetings, maternal death review meetings, like a lot of meetings. Also have clinics or review interesting cases like infertilities and like post-op patients. Yeah, basically that's them in clinic. And then what else? Yeah, I think so far the only bad thing about obs and gyne is that it's just so busy. Like the workload is so humongous. Otherwise, apart from that, it's really a lovely department. Like the management in the cases are really lovely and interesting. I actually enjoy doing them and managing them, and especially taking the history in obs and gyne is just like the best. Like I love it. Yeah, so that's been my experience so far in obs and gyne. Yeah, I'm supposed to go to surgery next, and then from surgery we're going to pediatrics. So we'll see if that goes on well. Then I'll keep you guys posted. But like for now, I'm gonna just be vlogging my last days in obs and gyne as I slowly leave the department. So stay tuned for that vlog. And yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed me sharing my experience of my 1 year in government as an intern doctor, as a Jrmo. I hope it's inspired you. If you're an upcoming doctor or a medical student, or you just got your license as a doctor, I hope it inspires you not to give up and keep chasing your dreams. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. So please let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. Let's grow. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, please guys. Okay, like yeah, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.
I don't know how we got here, but